being in the center of the country is one of the big important parts to me. That we're actually saying, here America gathers. So instead of a coastal city or that can have a hierarchy about it, we're saying who of America can come here and come to us.
It's really about access, and there is access here.
Phoebe was the one time I was careless. She was the one time I gave my heart to a woman who didn't know herself enough to know, and her unknowing was the undoing of us both.
The lack of competitive spirit here is glorious, is just magical, actually, and it I think it really serves the work ultimately. This is a place where we can talk about each other's work a couple of days after a presentation has happened, and also have that opportunity to have a collective feedback session and be part of feedback sessions ourselves as audience members and as playwrights.
Usually at a festival, you're so wrapped up in your production, whereas with a conference, I've been way more relaxed. Like, it's not my job, I already wrote those words. The folks who were working on it, they had a director. So I really sat back. Your work has to speak for itself because you want it to be done everywhere, and you can't be everywhere. So you hope that a group of people can take that blueprint you laid down and build a nice house with it.
It's great that we're all asked to share some part of our practice with each other, and it's just a really great community building enterprise, and something that I think is a signature of the conference.
Designers should be around playwrights to gather, to talk about our interests, to talk about what's engaging us in the world, and how we're thinking about storytelling, how we're thinking about aesthetics, what stories are important to us, so that there's a real commonality between the designer and the playwright.
Then what I look like then?
My mom.
That's right. I look like your poor, black, single mom who's trying to make it out here by her damn self.
What we wanted to do is try to bring theater out into underserved communities and all over the whole city. Non-traditional theatrical spaces, make it very accessible.
Oh, the wind is just incredibly strong. I can't stand here without leading. Just incredible.
David's piece we brought out from New York. It was this very experimental piece that won a lot of awards in New York City.
What are some ways we make theater? Why is theater important today? And how do you make it? It's part of that. It's part of that conversation. Yeah.
If we could just get white folks to see us as human.
She lives in the people of North Omaha, and there are so many memories that are archived in the bodies of our community members.
When you can get stories like out of South Omaha, North Omaha, that gets to the root of people, and that's where our stories come from, is our people and our experiences and our communities.
I want us all together for one day. Happy. Cosby Show happy. None of that other shit, Cosby Show. Cliff, Claire, Theo, and me.
War is hell, and birds are perhaps the most eloquent expression of reality.
How do we provide access to all levels of makers, and all, both in skill and in background, to really examine what our traditions are in American theater, and how can we start to point at those and shape those.
improves our ability to share deep, significant stories of our lives with each other, which improves the health of our community.